conscientious,
be a part of
the future,
one world, ethics, credit card companies, obsolete,
respect each other,
educational system,
renewable resources.
Everyone in the world had food.
end war, love.
it would be a beautiful place.
One of the hot topics these days is environment and finding renewable resources and different ways to cater to our ever-changing needs in a way that is conscientious of the future.
For there to be not something catastrophic to happen to make people realize that, you know, we have to respect each other.
I'm lucky enough and fortunate enough to say this, but I'd like to be able to give my children a little bit more than what I have.
In my lifetime, I'd like to see credit card companies become obsolete. It's straining our grandparents and strangling the youth of America.
In my lifetime, I'd like to see all animal shelters be no-kill and for puppy mills to not exist.
More schools embrace music.
I'd like to see everyone in the world have food, and I would like to see everyone make changes for our environment so that we live longer.
In my lifetime, I'd like to see a cure for cancer, so families don't have to lose loved ones because of what we do and what we've created.
I'd like to see every abandoned child find a safe and loving home.
I'd like to be able to travel abroad and everybody say, hey man, we love you Americans. We want you to stay over our house for free.
I would like to see this young generation of people start caring about the environment and stop driving these big gas-guzzling Range Rovers and Escalades and start caring and being eco-friendly.
I'd like to see the end of mega farms. I'd like to see people start producing more of their own food, raising animals and appreciating what it's like to raise a life and take it and feed your family with it, not just go to the store and get a steak.
I would love to see in my time the day where it comes back around, you know, the old-fashioned values when women were ladies and men were gentlemen and women were courted by the gentlemen, and just there was a certain level of respect that men and women had for each other and themselves that I just think is missing right now.
In my lifetime, I'd love to see the understanding that Shakespeare shows when he has Brutus say, the abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power. If that was understood in business schools around the world, so that we don't have this Orwellian newspeak, which separates profit from ethics, it would be a beautiful place.
I would love the war in Iraq to end as soon as possible.
No more homeless people on the streets. A sense of national responsibility for the problems going on in our inner cities, to take the violence off the streets so the kids can play on the streets.
In my lifetime, I'd actually like to go back to something which was a time when in education we considered the arts as important as math or English or anything else you could study, because the arts are going to develop a person as much as anybody. So hopefully we'll get back to that.
I remember back in the 50s and 60s when interracial relationships were taboo and everybody was afraid of them, and you know, that all worked out in my lifetime pretty much. So what I'd really like to see in my lifetime is same-sex marriage and gay rights go forward and just let it happen. You can't stop love.
Racial equality, and I just would really like to get to a point where it is kind of that more utopian sense of that stuff doesn't affect as much. And you know, I see efforts being made, but everything has its positives and its drawbacks, and so I just would love to get to a place where there's just kind of this, there is a racial blindness. I think that's kind of one of the things I would love to see in the next however long, my lifetime.
In my lifetime, I would like to see the educational system become something that kids want to be a part of and want to be in to better themselves rather than something that we just have to get through.
If we just talked more and really listened to the people that these situations are affect, I think we could learn a lot.
What I'd like to see in my lifetime is that I could learn to love and accept myself just like I am, and that would also extrapolate to other people.
Increase in freedom in the American spirit.
In my lifetime, I'd like to see the Israeli-Palestinian conflict resolved.
I got a quick quote for you, T.S. Eliot. Half the harm that is done in this world is due to people who want to feel important. They don't mean to do the harm, but the harm doesn't interest them. I think you can take that from the bottom of the totem pole to the top. Just treating, you know, everyday people every day of your life. You know, and simplifying it. And from the things that we eat to the intel to the communication, everything else, I think, maybe we can take a step back to the way we treat each other from the start.
In my lifetime, I would like to see a real community form between people where there's a real sense of respect and understanding for each other.
In my lifetime, the greater number of people in the world become contributors instead of sort of consumers.
In my lifetime, I would like to see everyone seek and embrace with all of their hearts truth. And once they have, to fight for it with everything they've got.
Is the end of war. I don't really see a reason for it. I mean, we all are different in our own ways, but there is one love and one world, and we shouldn't destroy it and destroy each other.